Fans of Colleen Hoover will have to wait a few extra weeks for Reminders of Him, one of the upcoming feature adaptations of her many books. Best-selling author and book talk favorite is perhaps best known for It Ends With Us, the movie adaptation of which was released last year. Also among her upcoming adaptations are Regretting You and Verity. Reminders of Him follows Kenna, a woman who has just been released from prison and wants to reconnect with her 4-year-old daughter, but is prevented from doing so. The only person connected to her child who is willing to help is a bar owner, with whom Kenna forms a new bond as she searches for redemption. Reminders of Him's screenplay was written by Hoover and Lauren Levine and directed by Vanessa Caswell. However, Universal Pictures has now announced that Reminders of Him, previously scheduled for February 5, 2026, has been pushed back to March 13th, likely to further distance itself from Emerald Fennell's Wuthering Heights. The Colleen Hoover feature had already settled for the week before Valentine's Day, rather than the weekend of, because of this significant competition, but is now giving up on the prime time for romantic dramas. However, this is also after the movie adaptation of Verity was delayed from May 15, 2026 to October 2nd, setting a disappointing trend for the author's works. The delays for both Reminders of Him and Verity potentially signal that producers are not confident in Colleen Hoover movies' ability to compete with features geared towards a similar audience. Verity, based on Hoover's psychological thriller novel of the same name and starring Dakota Johnson and Anne Hathaway, was seemingly moved further away from Hathaway's The Devil Wears Prada 2. Regretting You, set for a theatrical release on October 24, 2025, is the highest-profile romantic drama coming out in this time frame. It may be amid serious awards season contenders, but moviegoers who are after this specific type of movie will probably think of this one first. The Devil Wears Prada 2, on the other hand, is a highly anticipated legacy sequel with most of the original A-list cast returning. And even with the negative reactions to the Wuthering Heights trailer, it will likely garner more attention than a much more recent book's adaptation. The number of Hoover's works being adapted signals that the industry sees them as lucrative, but the controversy surrounding It Ends With Us and multiple delays makes it seem as though the author's Hollywood run could be short-lived. However, if Reminders of Him and Verity are Colleen Hoover's best novels, their movies could still be major successes and set the stage for future adaptations